Trump not satisfied with China trade deal that has been criticized by both parties. Washington. President Trump on Tuesday questioned a potential trade agreement with China that his administration announced days earlier, indicating he isn't satisfied with a deal that has drawn criticism from members of both parties. "No, not really," Trump said during an Oval Office meeting with South Korean President Moon Jae-in in response to a question about whether he was satisfied with how trade talks had progressed. "I'm not satisfied, but we have a long way to go." Trump also denied reports his administration had struck a deal with Chinese telecom giant ZTE, which is facing stiff penalties for violating sanctions against North Korea and Iran. The president said the U.S. could potentially lift those restrictions if the company agreed to pay a $1.3 billion fine and replace its top leaders. The more negative posture on the trade talks with China is a break with how Trump characterized those talks earlier in the week. In a series of Twitter posts, Trump wrote on Monday that the initial agreement would be one of the best things to happen to our farmers in many years. Administration officials announced over the weekend the U.S. would hold off on $150 billion in proposed tariffs after Chinese negotiators agreed to increase how much the country purchases in American goods. But the agreement details of which remained unclear Tuesday, met with bipartisan backlash on Capitol Hill, where lawmakers questioned whether the White House had given away its leverage to force more fundamental changes to the Chinese economy. Senator Marco Rubio, R. Florida, wrote on Twitter that China is out-negotiating the administration because its leaders are using Korea talks as leverage. Trump is set to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un next month, although he said Tuesday that meeting could be delayed. Trump surprised many in Washington when he said last week that he had directed the Commerce Department to help ZTE get back into business, fast. On Tuesday he said his administration was looking into easing restrictions on the phone maker partly because it buys so many of its parts from U.S. manufacturers. "By shutting them down, we're hurting a lot of really good American companies," Trump said.